Pete, good to see you. Always good to chat analysis and coaching. So, you were saying to me before in terms of how you've been using Implant Line with your team. So, curious to kind of hear that again, really. So, if for those that don't know who you are, who are you, Pete, and what's your current role?
Okay, my name is Peter Augustine. I am a FA Coach Development Officer, but also I'm also a working coach. So I coach at the moment at a grassroots non-league team, and I do that because I think it's really important to keep my coaching skills up as well as being a coach developer.
Yeah, perfect. So, and then the coach, the team that you're working with, you're coaching with, you said you kind of been doing some analysis. You actually had a bit of a good example that you explained in terms of how the team's been defending, but also how you've been applying analysis to that specific problem, let's say, and how you've been developing and working on things in training. So I'm curious to hear more about that, Pete, if you can.
Yeah, well, what happened was we identified three key areas that we felt that we were struggling in, and they were our ability to defend as an individual, our defending as a team, and also when we got the ball, how did we recycle it? Because what we want our players to do is we want them to be able to feel confident, to be able to keep the ball longer, to find ways of playing forward. And what we were doing, well, our players were getting the ball and they were just launching it forward, when they didn't see that anything was on. So what I did was I went through, I think it was 2 matches, and I looked for examples of when we defended as an individual, when we defended as a team, and when we had opportunities to recycle. So we did that, and I got all the clips together. And what I will say is, getting the clips together was really, really easy because it was quick, it was efficient, and for me, I think I did 2 games in about half an hour, which, considering I'm quite new to the software, I thought that was excellent. I was actually quite surprised. I've got loads and loads of clips here, and in fact, I probably had too many in the end, but it was great. And then what I did, I went through with my coach who helps me, and we picked out the best examples.
Yeah.
And what we did, and the beauty of it is because they're all numbered, we're able to go, right, we want that one, that one, that one. So we wrote the numbers down, and we were able to go into the club. We got a room there, and we had all the players in, and we picked out those clips.
Yeah.
And we were able to show the players where we wanted these things to happen, and what we thought. We talked about individual defending. We said, well, we don't want our players to defend as individuals necessarily. What we want them to do, the first person goes in, closes the player down, slows the play down, which allows the second player to come in. So that's our basic premise. Anyway, we showed this to the players, and you could see that they were open-mouthed and wide-eyed, because normally they look at a clip, a video, and they're watching the whole video. We were able to pick out really specific examples, show it to them, and then from there we went outside and we practiced what we talked about. And what was brilliant about it, I was able to say to them, do you remember the clip that we showed you when this happened? Oh, yeah. Well, what do you think I want you to do here? And they were able to explain it to me. And by the time we got to the end of the session, we could see all the things happening that we wanted to happen. And that was in one session. And we think that then being able to see those clips, those little moments, I mean, you talk about 10 seconds, where they saw the things that we're saying, this is it. And we were able to be so much more specific. So, yeah, it was brilliant. And what was, as I said earlier, is the speed of it. Because I'm not an analyst. That's not my strong suit. I'm a coach, and normally and just get on with it. But it was brilliant. What it really was.
Well, what I actually like about this conversation, really, Pete, is when you first joined. Well, when I first kind of met you, actually, when we first started speaking, you said you're not an analyst, as you said there, and maybe you weren't. You probably seen yourself as not being so confident on different software, maybe. That's not to put you down, and some software can be very complicated, as you said yourself. So I think it's really cool to see that when you first joined this call with me, you were excited to show me the clips you've done, tell me how easy it was, how simple you can add the illustrations to the clips and the drawing. So it's obviously great to see that you are kind of finding it very easy to use, and that's kind of getting applied in a very positive manner, as it sounds. The players and the other coaches are getting a big benefit from that.
Well, yeah, and what the other benefit as well, Chris, that I'm going to see from this is we're going to be able to get clips up on the bench on my iPad, and I can say to a player, "You see this here? This is the bit I don't want you to do. Make sure that when you go out there, you don't do this, or I want you to do this." So we're going to eventually have to have good examples, examples where it's not going so well, and examples where we can improve. So we can use that on the bench. And I'm even thinking, I was talking to one of our coaches the other day, I was thinking, we could actually, if we used, say, for example, the iPad, and we were filming bits of the game, we could actually clip those bits of the game during the game. And that's to me, that would be a game changer. So you go into somebody at halftime and you go, see, you didn't stand your feet there. And they see it and they go, oh, you know what I mean? And the speed of it, I think, is going to be fantastic. So I'm really, really, really looking forward to using it even more. In fact, I might try and get a job as a I had to get paid more than coaches. So.
Nice. Well, listen, Pete, you keep doing what you're doing. Keep analysing the games. Keep working hard. Be good to catch up with you soon. But brilliant. Thanks very much for your time, and you take care.
Cheers. Thanks, Chris.
Cheers, Pete.